This morning is September the 6th, 2020, and we're considering how to center ourselves. Good morning. This week, the children go back to school after almost 6 months of being away because of the COVID crisis. The school governors and the teachers met together to discuss how things might progress from here. And I am so inspired and impressed by the professionalism, the dedication, and the love of the children and the families exhibited by the staff at St. Swithin's School, and in particular the leadership and the wisdom of the head teacher, Anita, and the deputy head, Eddie Kirk. If you'd like to join the dedicated team of governors to support the staff and children and families, then please have a word with me, because it would be lovely to have you join the team. This week, as the pupils start back, the staff are strategizing and including helping the children to settle in. The importance of social interaction and rebuilding relationship is not just getting back to learning. Time is being set aside for mental well-being, centering and mindfulness, as it's called today. Time to reflect and regain stability and confidence for the children. This was part of Jesus' strategy for his life also. In religious language, we would call it prayer and meditation. Today, many people would describe it as centering or mindfulness. But essentially, it's asking, who am I? What is important in life? What are the priorities and plans for the day? And for Jesus, that was the way in which he started his day. We're told in the Gospels, each day, as was his custom, he would begin in the morning with time to pray alone. And then weekly, as was his custom, he would join in with others at the synagogue to worship and to discuss the scriptures each morning and on the Sabbath, but also in moments of important decisions, choosing the 12 disciples up on the mountain, spending the night in prayer, or at the last evening of his life, choosing the way of the cross in the Garden of Gethsemane at night time. During this time of the COVID pandemic, people are praying at home, spending time with God and recentering their lives and asking, what is the priority for my life? The church building has been open during these last 2 months on Mondays and Thursdays for prayer, and it's been lovely to see people come and find a quiet space to recenter and to pray. Now we're going to open the church on Sundays for afternoon prayer, 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock evening prayer, but all the way through the Sunday afternoons, 2 till 4, the church will be open for you to drop in. And then Wednesdays, 10 till 12 in the mornings. Do come and take this opportunity to sit quietly and to reflect and to ask for God's help in the circumstances of your life. Sometimes we are unsure how to begin to pray, and the disciples asked Jesus this question. In turbulent and unusual times, how does one recenter and gain that perspective, become mindful of the important things, choose one's priorities, the compass for life? And Jesus said, come and learn from me, and begin with our Father. There are some moments in life when we feel quite lost. Recently, I was on holiday in Norfolk. Being a thoroughly modern man, I took my mobile phone and entered in the postcode and the address into the telephone and followed the instructions of the sat-nav, right up until the moment when the battery ran out. And then I was lost. I knew the town that I was going to, and with a bit of help of signposts, I could head towards it, but I had no phone to make a phone call to Anna to say, what is the address of where I'm supposed to be going? How do I find this place? I had to drive through the town a number of times. Fortunately, it was on the main road, and I had a vague memory of a name of a house, and going up and down in different roads, different places, I eventually found the Beeches. I suppose if I had thought, and if I was in a bigger town, I might well have turned up at one of the taxi firms and said, I'm looking for a house. It's called the Beeches. don't know what road it's in, but it's owned by somebody who's a teacher. I don't know what they would have said, but it's possible that a taxi driver might have said, well, it's quite a complicated direction to give you. Why don't you follow me? And that's how it is with Jesus. I just reflected how Jesus didn't just give directions and tell us to get on with it. He said, come and follow me. He described God as our Father, and he said, in my Father's house, there is room for everyone. His friend Philip said, we don't know the way to your Father's house. And so Jesus said, well, then come and follow me. Start with this understanding. God is your Father, and he loves you, even as he loves his son Jesus, writes John in his gospel. Imagine that. God, your Father, who loves you as he loves his son Jesus. And so as we consider the implications of calling God Father, knowing that he is the one who loves us as much as he loves his son Jesus, mind-blowing as that is, it helps us to resettle ourselves and to refocus ourselves. And so whether you're praying this week at home, in the mornings or the evenings, whether you're able to come out on Sunday afternoon to join us for the evening prayer at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, however you are finding time this week to recenter yourselves, consider the implications of Jesus' words to us. When you pray, pray, Our Father, who art in heaven. When Jesus taught his disciples to pray and to say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. He didn't say that in English. He spoke the language of his time and his place. He spoke Aramaic. You may never have heard that. And so here is a little video of a pastor from Iraq, a Christian from Iraq, praying in Aramaic, the Lord's Prayer. I hope you find it interesting and moving to hear the Lord's Prayer prayed in the language of Jesus by an Arabic, Eastern-looking man, as Jesus would have been. Not English, but a man of his time and of his place.
شمد بابا برنا روحات قدشا خالها آمين آوند وشميانث قداش شماخ تيثي ملكوثاخ نهوي صغياناخ أيكنا دوشميا آب برع هولان لحما سمقاند يومانا وشوقلان حوبين واحطاهين أيكنا دآب حنان شوقا حياوين لا تعلان نسيونا إلا قصان بيشا مطل ذي لاخي ملكوثة حيلا وعشنا وغبارثة وشلطانة بشمية ورعا شمد بابا ولنا وروح أثبت العالم آمين آمين.